I did what I did for the good of the realm.
The realm? Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie. Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail and never get to try again. Some are given a chance to climb, but they refuse. They cling to the realm, or the gods, or love. Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is.
If someone calls you a Machiavellian, they're basically saying you're the kind of person who is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. You're always 3 steps ahead, pulling strings, smiling in people's faces, while planning how to get what you want behind their backs. You're not just a strategic person, you're cold and calculated. But here's the thing. Being Machiavellian doesn't just mean you're a manipulative villain twirling your mustache. It's way more complex than that. At its core, it's about understanding how power really works, and being willing to get your hands dirty and do anything to obtain it. Machiavellianism originates from Niccolò Machiavelli, a man from 16th century Italy who wrote The Prince. And his whole point with The Prince was that if you want to keep power, you have to stop pretending that the world is fair. Because it's not. If you have to lie, lie. If you have to betray, do it fast and clean. And if you have to be feared to stay in charge, it's better to be feared than dead. Now fast forward a few hundred years, and psychologists take that raw political theory and turned it into a personality type. Machiavellianism. Part of what they call the dark triad, alongside narcissism and psychopathy. You know the type of people. The emotionally cold, hyperlogical, and are always playing the long game. Never truly trusting anyone but power itself. Every relationship is a transaction. Every moment is a calculation. And while there are many characters in A Song of Ice and Fire that fit parts of this mold, no character better represents what being a true Machiavellian is more than Littlefinger. Peter Baelish, better known as Littlefinger, is named the most dangerous man in Westeros, specifically because of his mastery over the Machiavellian way of living. Littlefinger comes up with his 20-year-long plan in which he will manipulate people from the shadows through bribery, false friendship, political corruption, and a friendly face. Littlefinger is a chameleon, a wolf in sheep's clothing, a man that got so close to so many powerful people in Westeros that he not only became utterly indispensable, but highly liked due to his nature of solving problems and making money appear out of thin air.
Is there someone in your service whom you trust completely?
Yes.
The wiser answer was no, my lord.
A common misconception, due to the Game of Thrones TV show, is that people in Westeros don't like Littlefinger, and that he doesn't have any real friends. And that simply just couldn't be further from the truth. In the books, Littlefinger isn't only liked, but he has friends everywhere. And this act of being a wolf in sheep's clothing is exactly why I believe Littlefinger is the ultimate Machiavellian in A Song of Ice and Fire. This is a man so devoted to his cause, which is chaos, that he himself removed all other aspects of his personality that could potentially hinder his ability to accomplish his goals. Aside from Sansa, which is his ultimate Achilles heel. Littlefinger, in his anger and pettiness for being laughed at his whole life and having the love of his life taken from him, becomes consumed by anger, and in turn dedicates his entire being to rising to the top. And he does this by not having any true desire other than to advance his own position. Littlefinger becomes morally bankrupt in his decisions. Every conversation, every betrayal, every word, every breath he takes is motivated solely to advance his position. That's it. While some men focus on gods, house words, or honor, Littlefinger only focuses on one thing: the latter. And that's what makes him the truest Machiavellian in A Song of Ice and Fire. While being a political mastermind and having the ability to manipulate people is part of what it means to be a Machiavellian, the truer and more important personality trait of a Machiavellian is absolute commitment to the cause that you're advancing by any means necessary. And that doesn't just mean being cruel or stabbing people in the back directly. Sometimes it could be lending someone some money with a soft smile and a promise that things will be better now. And to finish off my points here, I think no interaction better shows Littlefinger's Machiavellian way of life better than his relationship with Lysa Arryn. This relationship that Lysa believes is filled with love, to Littlefinger is nothing more than transactional. He views her as a means to an end, just as a way to advance his cause, and he's willing to exploit her weak mind and giving nature by offering up his own body as payment. And he does it willingly and gladly, because to him, nothing matters except climbing higher and higher on the ladder. And what he does to get there, even if that means selling out his own body, doesn't matter. And the second that Lysa no longer becomes beneficial, he tosses her out the moon door without a second's thought or even the slightest bit of remorse.
I have only loved one woman. Only one. My entire life. Your sister.
At the end of the day, the Machiavellian way of life is to view people only as a means to an end. To view people as pawns that are only there to be maneuvered in order to advance your position as the king. And that is Littlefinger. Littlefinger is the most terrifying man in Westeros, not because he leads a vast army, or because he is specifically good in combat, but because he is a true subscriber to the Machiavellian way of life, a wolf in sheep's clothing that is one-track minded in his desire for chaos.
I did warn you not to trust me.